Hello, my name is Kelly Holmes, and today we are going to be talking about a reading and writing disability. Our first topic that we will be discussing is definition and key characteristics. My first definition is definition of dyslexia. It is a specific learning disorder that is neurological in origin. It is characterized by difficulties with accurate and or fluent word recognition and by poor spelling and decoding abilities. The key characteristics are a delay in learning to talk, difficulty remembering nursery rhymes and chants, difficulty writing, frequent spelling mistakes, and does not associate letter or letter combination with sounds. Our next one is comprehension deficit. Comprehension deficit often coinciding with the first two types of problems found in children with social linguistic disabilities such as autism spectrum, vocabulary weakness, generalized language learning disorder, and learning difficulties that affect abstract reasoning and logical thinking. Students with this disability show characteristics of having attention problems, problems with comprehension of spoken language, and confusion of map signs. And our last one is writing disability. Dysgraphia is a brain-based learning disability that affects writing. Dysgraphia is common among individuals with ADHD. It interferes with the writing process, spelling, legibility, word spacing, sizing, and expression. The characteristics of this disability are trouble forming letter shapes, difficulties following a line, and trouble with mechanics of writing. Next, we're going to do the historical timeline of the disability. Learning disabilities, learning disability and dyslexia history can be traced back to the mid 1800s when scientists began discussing the existence of such phonemia. Through these afflictions, were known the term learning disability was not used until 1963. Dyslexia was first referred to as word blindness. In 1877, the German neurologist Adolf Cosmo called it complete text blindness. Although the power of sight, the intellect, and the powers of speech are intact, these children, who were otherwise very able, had extreme reading difficulties. A decade, a decade later, German physician Rudolf Berlin first used the term dyslexia to encompass reading challenges as a result of disability. The state legislation fact in 2016, the Say Dyslexia Law established requirements of identifying characteristics of dyslexia and appropriate professional development requirements in the areas of identification and intervention methods for students with dyslexia. The Department of Education is responsible for developing procedures for identifying characteristics of dyslexia through a universal screening process required by the existing RTI-2 framework. And we'll go right on to strategies and resources to support the disability. Strategies for reading is to read with them, make reading fun, and use online resources to help in writing disabilities are to think aloud, set a purpose, and write to learn. There are many resources to support the disability, such as Learning Alley. Learning Alley is one of the most popular and effective reading programs designed specifically for students with dyslexia. Reading Rocket, there is an abundant amount of resources online for reading guidance and materials. And last resource for families, Montessorium Intro to Words. It's a well-crafted app, helps emerging readers and writers build words. Montessorium Intro to Words storyboard could enable young kids to see how word building, such as spelling, helps them to express their thoughts and ideas, even in just 1 or 2 words. Kids can use this app to practice building words, phonetically, and writing sentences, even if their fine motor skills aren't yet ready to compose words or sentences using pencil and paper. This is my webinar on reading and writing disability. I hope that this information that I have provided today for you will be helpful in the future. Thank you and have a blessed day.